Hello, my name is Valentina Hernandez, and today we are going to be exploring Peruvian culture, discussing the landscape, animals, food, celebration, and language of the South American country. I hope that by the end of this video, you will gain a little bit of insight on the unique culture of Peru and what their people are all about. On the geographical scale, Peru is known for their neighboring mountains, the Andes. These are so much more than just mountains, though. They are proof of historical times. Within the Andes mountain region exists the Incan land of Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu, depicted in the image to the right, was a place of refuge for the Incan people and was mainly a home to the emperors that ruled the different tribes. With the mountains extending through 7 different countries, Peruvian culture and history is implemented through the region with religion, sites, and of course the Incan Trail, which lasts around 4 days. These mountains also inspire the logo and name for the yummy Andes mint chocolates. What's better than plain green mountains, though? Rainbow Mountains, of course. Located in Cusco, Peru, the Vinicunca Mountains get their many different hues from materials such as clay, sand, magnesium, and more, all of by which was mixed through millions of years from volcanic activity and geological movement. They rise at about 5,200 meters above sea level, and the hike is around 2 to 3 hours. Alpaca, llama, you could call it whatever you wanna. There's really no difference between these two, as they only share the similarities through their many uses they provide to the Peruvian people. Since Incan times, alpacas have been cherished by the people of Peru. Incan legends have that they were sacred gifts from God and were put on this earth to be treated with respect and fragility. Contrary to that belief, today they are used in a number of ways. The picture in the center depicts Peruvian women in typical Peruvian clothing, which is actually made from alpaca wool. Not only can the wool contribute to clothing, they can also help to keep themselves warm for when they are climbing mountains. The image to the right depicts an alpaca standing on top of an Andes mountain. Alpacas are hugely acclimated to the high altitude conditions of the mountains and have hooves specifically made for climbing when they are used to transport goods and such. Alpacas are so loved by Peruvians that Peru actually celebrates August 21st as National Alpaca Day. When it comes to Peruvian food, you must, absolutely must, include at least a little bit of spice in your meal. And this bright yellow pepper provides exactly that. Ají amarillo is not just a yellow pepper, but a symbol of the heritage and national pride of Peru. Historically, it was known as a holy plant to the Incans, but today it is a staple ingredient that is used in many popular dishes. It even comes in the form of paste to add a little kick in the sauces used to go on top of those dishes. Potatoes, called papas in Peru, are another Peruvian food staple, and its discovery dates back to the Incan Empire during the 15th and 16th century. I don't have a picture of it here right now, but here is just a little quick story time of its origins. The potato was believed to have come from a shore off of a southern Peruvian lake called Lake Titicaca. Funny name, I know. Anyways, the Incas were the first ever to have farmed this vegetable. Shortly after this, Shortly after they were invaded by Spanish conquerors, the conquerors eventually found out about the potato and spread the message about its existence back to Europe. And the rest is history. The amount of different color potatoes Peruvians grow just goes to show how complex their menu is. They tend to implement many of them into their dishes, but here are just a few. Papa pupura is a purple potato that turns blue when it's cooked and is known as the jewel of the Peruvian Andes. Papa rosada is mainly used for soups and stews. Papa amarilla is simply just a yellow potato used in a dish called causa, and actually many other dishes too. And chuño is a freeze-dried potato that has been eaten since Incan times. Here are some of my favorite Peruvian dishes that implement both ají amarillo and potatoes. On the left here, we have ají de gallina, which includes shredded chicken, bread, ají amarillo, potatoes, olives, and egg slices on top. Next is papa la huancaína. Now I know this looks like ají, but it's actually just a spicy cheese sauce and it goes on top of potatoes. It's more of an appetizer than a meal, but it's just as enjoyable. And then we have lomo saltado, which is stir-fried beef with onions and rice and can be served with fries on the side. Last is causa de rellena, which is a potato with tuna filling on top, and it usually comes in the form of a casserole. As you can see, every dish and ingredient that I have mentioned has some sort of deep connection with the roots, which is why Peruvians take a lot of pride in them. In a way, the food represents who they are as a culture and helps them to make their mark in the world. If there's one thing that Peruvians value, it's their sun, their light, their source of survival, and the survival of their agriculture. More specifically, Inti, the sun god. They honor him through their celebration of Inti Raymi. It takes place every June 24th just because it is the shortest day of the year and marks the first day of the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. Therefore, Peruvians ask him to bless the upcoming harvest season through sacrifices, dances, feasts, and music. Without their sun, how else will their yummy potato survive? As much as my Peruvian grandmother loves to cook these dishes for me, she also loves to make sure that I am fully aware of the Castellano language that is spoken in Peru. She says, in Peru, we don't speak Spanish, we speak Castellano. Although there's no difference between the two, Castellano de la Costa is the preferred name of the Spanish language that is most commonly spoken in Peru due to its translation, which is Spanish of the coast. The name comes from a place in Spain called Castile and was introduced to the Incans during the Spanish colonization way back in the 16th century. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick video lecture about the landscaping, animals, food, celebration, and language of Peru. I truly do believe that all of the hardships that the people of this country have faced in the past resulted in their unique quirks and traditions that are celebrated today, and I hope this made you want to come visit. Thank you!